I mean, look, I think when you see something like the horrific events that happened this weekend, I don't think there's anyone who's on a different side of that is completely unacceptable, that these are terrorists and that, holding a hostage violates every form of international law. So I don't feel like I think sometimes I am confused where I don't see more outcry from like the American public, right? This, even when you look at someone like Hersh, he was an American boy, right, who was taken hostage and murdered in the execution style by a terrorist. That is something that to me should require the entire nation to be up in arms and say, that is not okay, that is enough. I again think that the pressure needs to continue to be on Hamas. So I think I get frustrated when so much of the conversation seems to center around Netanyahu and Israel and not sufficiently on the burden and weight that is on the actual terrorists who
Yeah.
are committing terrorism. And I find that very confusing. I'm sure Aviva has a better take on that, but I don't really understand why things like that continue to be positioned that way. And I think that that is very frustrating for the American public. And again,
I mean, it's frustrating for me too. And I think like, I think that is one place where it's so murky, I think, for so many American Jews who feel a deep sense of commitment to the state of Israel, who want to support Israel, but question whether or not this government is capable of handling, and of course, the questions about whether Netanyahu himself, his responsibility for the security failures on October 7th, et cetera. It's I think the hardest thing for Americans as far as where we are, right, to like really know where to land, except we're continuing to have these conversations about negotiating with terrorists, which I also don't understand. Like that, I fundamentally really struggle with, which is at what point did the American government decide, and I say this, people know that I'm left of center, at what point did we agree that we were going to spend months at a time negotiating with terrorists? Aviva, how do you understand that? Because like, we don't do that. I thought we're not supposed to ever negotiate with terrorists, but we just have no choice. Like, it's obviously gone nowhere.